Hello. How are you guys doing? We just got back to the hotel. I'll tell you about our night in just a second. But Alex stayed downstairs because he was like, I don't want to come up there if you're going to vlog. I'm not ready to go to bed yet. And I was like, well, I want to vlog for a little bit. So he was like, well, do you care if I stay down here and have a drink? And I was like, no. So he's staying down there and having a drink. He might play a slot machine or two. He doesn't really like slots, but he might do that. So I'm going to change into my pajama shorts here really quickly and vlog for the night. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. We had love the Las Vegas skyline. I think it's so pretty. We had such a fun night. I'm gonna get my little thing that I sit on to, oh, the door is shutting behind me. We had such a fun night. Okay, so well, I guess I should start about my day, shouldn't I? Now, don't be trying to watch me in the background as I take off my jeans and put on my shorts. I hope you can see me like in the reflection of the window. But anyway, we got up today and we went to the pool. We were out there by like 11:45 and we stayed out there till like, oh, I don't know what time we stayed out there till like 3:30, something like that. Yeah, like 3:30, almost 4. And then we had fun. It was nice out there today. It was 100 degrees, but it didn't feel as hot as it did the last couple days. So then we came back and just hung out here, the two of us, for a little bit. And then we took showers and we went and did some shopping. Alex wanted to go to Zara. So we walked, and it is like across from the Wynn, which is like super, super far away. So it took us like 45 minutes to walk over there, which was fun because we got to see like all this stuff around Vegas. I take Band-Aids with me because I was gonna wear shoes tonight, but I ended up wearing sandals. So we went to Zara, and then I was like, there's nothing in this mall that I want because this mall is like every other mall that I've ever been to in my entire life. So, oh, by the way, I just want to show you guys this really quick, okay? We're like so confused if this is like from somebody that watches my videos, but somebody sent us a plate of chocolate covered strawberries. We're saving them until tomorrow when we get back from the pool. So I'll show them to you in just a second, but it says, it has to be because it's set, so it's from Gothic TV in Chicago or Ojai, California. So if that's you, thank you so much. It was such a surprise. We were sitting here and the door rang, and here, I'll show them to you. They're really cool. We have them in the refrigerator. They're like really, really nice. Look. So Alex already picked these 3 and I'm getting these 2. We're gonna eat those tomorrow after we get back from the pool. So anyway, thank you so much. That was awesome. Okay. We just realized that, like, we were on the way back in the cab and I was like, Alex, we haven't eaten today. And he was like, I ate the rest of all my chicken fingers. Because he had left like chicken fingers just last night. And there was like still like 6 of them left. He was like, I had my chicken fingers and my cold ass fries this morning. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't eaten today. I haven't eaten anything today except for some popcorn that we had when we went to Reve. So we came back here, we went shopping, then we walked all the way back. And that was kind of fun because we walked on both sides. And we walked through the Venetian and the Palazzo. And we had our wedding, our rehearsal dinner in the Venetian at, I thought it was called the Cafe du Monde, but when we came through there tonight, it was called something different. I can't remember what it was called. But Alex is like, there it is, there's a restaurant that we had a rehearsal dinner to. So that was kind of fun, because it was like, we were walking through it like as we had the rehearsal dinner, you know, 7 years ago. And so then we I got back to the hotel, and we got back here like right in time to like change and get ready to go to Reve. I was gonna take a shower, but like by that point I was just like, I showered before, you know, we went shopping, so I didn't shower and he didn't either. So we went to Reve at the Wynn, and it was really kind of like, so it's like a water show, and I thought it was gonna be like the Wynn's version of O, if that makes sense, but it was completely different. And I'm really glad I saw it. It's totally, totally worth it. You know what it really reminded me of, which was so weird? It reminded me of like when you read world building books. Like it kind of kept on reminding me of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, which is this young adult book. I don't know why, but like that's what it kept on reminding me of. So it was good though. It was really, really good. And we had great seats. We were third from, we were like right in the center. There's actually, if you want to go see the show, there's not a bad seat in the entire house. And we were like third row, and then like the 2 aisle seats. So we had like perfect seats. We got popcorn, and I got a Coke, and I got a Diet Coke, and Alex got a beer, and it was fun. Like it was really, really fun. It was like seeing a show. Like we never get like popcorn and stuff when we go to shows. So anyway, and then when I was at the pool today, this very nice woman and her friend, Mina, came up to me, and she was from Australia, and she was like, oh my god, I watch all your videos, and she was like, hey Alex, how are you? She like knew Alex and stuff, so she came up to me. That was really cool. Like, I always say that nobody comes up to me, and now it's happening more and more and more, and it's like surreal. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, catches me off guard, you know, like I'm just not, like when people come up to me and they're like, oh my god, I watch all your, like they don't just say like, are you Peter Monn? Like they never say that. They just like stop and look at me and they're like, I watch all your videos. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you. It's weird, you know, like I don't know. That's like, and it doesn't happen. Like if it happened all the time, maybe I'd be used to it, but it doesn't. And it just like means so much to me. So if you see me out in public, I'm totally just a regular Joe. Come up and say hi to me. You know, I would love to meet you and like meet somebody that actually takes time out of their life to watch my videos. Like I think that would be so cool. So then we went to the Wynn, and we were like walking like past all of like the tables to go to like the what do you call it? Oh shoot, like the theater. And this girl stops us, and she's like, she looks at Alex and she goes, I follow your Instagram. And I'm like, oh my god, Alex has people following his Instagram that are stopping him. This is funny. So anyway, and he was like, oh, you do? And she was like, yeah, I sent you the message earlier. And he was like, oh yeah, I told you that we were going to the show. Because Alex was like, he was doing like a live thing, and he was like saying that we were, and he did like a live show saying that we were going to Reve, I guess, on his Instagram. So if you want to know where we're at every minute, just follow Alex's Instagram. So anyway, she was like, and her husband was staying there, and they were from the UK, and her husband was like, she knew that you were coming through here, so she made sure that we stood right here so that she would see you. And I was like, really? And she was like, I watch all your drama videos. I love her. So her name is Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. That totally made my night. And we got a picture with Lisa, and she posted it on her Instagram, and so that was really, really sweet. We stood there and talked to them for like 10 minutes. They've come here like this is their 6th time, and they were telling us like their favorite hotels and stuff. So that was really fun. So it was really nice meeting you, Lisa, and your husband. Yeah, I love that. And then we went and saw the Reve, and it was good. It was like, it was really different. Like it was very, it's very ethereal. It's like a Cirque show, but it takes place in the water. Like it's in this round theater that's like all around this like pool, this round pool. But the pool goes up and down like the O stage. So if you've ever been to O at the Bellagio, the stage goes up and down, like the water goes deeper and lighter and all this kind of stuff. And it's very cool. But like O is, I don't know how to explain it. This was different. Like I didn't like one more than the other. I love O. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I loved O. But this was different. This was like, it had very like, so it kind of even reminded me, I told Alex this, of Avatar, and he was like, yeah, I can totally see that. Like there was like this girl, and then like this older guy, and like he brought her out, and he had like a staff and stuff, and he was like, then there was like this evil guy and this like good guy, and she had to like pick between, this is the storyline, and she had to pick between like which guy she wanted to be with. I mean, who do you think she ends up with at the end? So anyway, and then there was like a jealous girlfriend of like the evil guy, but the evil guy was like a pirate kind of, like they had all these pirate stuff. The thing was, I absolutely loved, and I don't think I've ever talked on it. I may have talked about this on the vlogs where I'm like in the pool. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with synchronized swimmers like Esther Williams. My mom and I would watch all the old Esther Williams movies, and we were completely like obsessed with it. And so so there was all these synchronized, there was like 20 synchronized swimmers in this thing, God, probably 30. And they were fantastic. fantastic. And they did synchronized swimming in heels. It was so, like these red vinyl heels. It was really cool. And then, I mean, at any given time, there was like stuff coming down and like, and that's why it kind of felt even more produced to me, or better produced than O, because it was like, there was so much going on at any given time. And we got like mid-range tickets. Like I didn't get the best tickets, I didn't get like the cheapest tickets. I got like mid-range. They were really good. Like we had incredible seats. So yeah, it was really fun. And then we left there, and then Alex's friend from college, Eric, lives here in Las Vegas. So we went to go meet him at this bar called Garage Bar. I guess it's like a gay bar here in town. And we stayed there for, I don't know, like 45 minutes. And I really wanted to go to Piranha, because the last time that we were here, we went to Piranha and we had like a really, really good time. And Eric was like, I have to be up in the morning at 8:45 for like a car appointment. I was like, girl, we're going to Piranha. I said, I will buy you a drink, let's go. So he's like, okay. So he like drove us over there, we went, and we like stayed for like an hour, and I put a bunch of, here, I'll just have to show you some of it. On my Instagram story, I put a bunch of us dancing and being foolish. We had so much fun. Let me see. Just to prove that people can have fun while you are still sober. Wait, so I stopped it and I'm gonna start it again, because when I was showing the video, I totally didn't even realize that the music and the video clips from Instagram, you have to go check out my Instagram if I put this up in time for you to see it, but like we were dancing to all kinds of stuff in there, and like Finally by CeCe Peniston and Vogue by Madonna, and like we were in like the Latin room and they were dancing and Alex was like salsaing. We had so much fun. It was so much fun. We stayed there for like an hour, and then Eric was like, okay, I have to go. So that's when we came back, and we were like on the way back, and Alex is like, I am so awake. And I'm like, I haven't even eaten today. I haven't vlogged. I haven't done anything. He goes, I'm so awake. I don't want to go back and go to bed. And I was like, well, that's cool. I mean, we don't have to do anything tomorrow except for lay out by the pool and get dinner late, because we're going to go see his DJ tomorrow night. And like the DJ doesn't go on until like 12 or 1 in the morning. My nose is like driving me crazy all of a sudden. You know what his cousin was telling us yesterday? That allergies are really bad in Las Vegas, which is like crazy to me, because you wouldn't think like pollen, and I don't know why you wouldn't think pollen in Las Vegas, but I do. So anyway, I was like, well, he goes, do you care? He went in this bar called The Click. It's very bougie, and he knows that I don't want to sit there. He goes, do you care if I go in here and have a drink? I was like, no, go ahead. He goes, I might play a slot machine or something. I said, okay. I said, it's your anniversary, go do what you want to do. I said, you're going to be up here in the room in, you know, a half an hour, and the anniversary can continue. So we have had such a great time on this trip. We've been planning like a lot of other trips. I need to get a Kleenex. Hold on a second. Kleenex. Oh. Okay. We've been like planning like a lot of other trips while we've been here, and I want to get some chapstick too. Hold on a second. My lips are so dry from being out in the sun, and they split today, and you guys know I'm like super weird about my lips, but it's so funny is, I had before we left, because I brought like the Kiehl's chapstick and I bought the Chanel chapstick because it supposedly has essential oils in it. I don't know that I think that's true. But anyway, but it's supposed to be really good for dry lips. So I brought it, and I had used that and this lip plumper before I left, and she had like, so like the housekeeper came in and like cleaned our room, because I didn't clean our room till we left tonight. Why? I don't know, but let me just tell you that room service food sat there on that table literally all day today. It stunk up our room. So anyway, finally Alex is like, I don't think they're gonna come. And I was like, well, should we call? And he was like, yeah, I think we should call. So he called down there and he was like, hey, like, nobody, can you come and clean our room, please, and take this room service out? And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. They were really nice about it. In fact, I just got up to the room, and there was a message flashing, and I called down there. I was like, do you have a message for us? And the guy was like, well, I was just checking to make sure that housekeeping came and cleaned your room. I was like, oh yeah, you didn't have to check on that, no problem. So anyway, but she like laid out, like, you know how like they are real nice and they like lay stuff out? She like laid out my cologne and like my contact solution and like a case. And then she laid these out, like they were like perfectly lined up. So anyway, I needed to get this because my lips are killing me. It's right here, it's split today. Don't you hate that when your lip splits? And then you wanna go like this, but you don't want it to do, you don't wanna hurt it anymore. So anyway, you know I wanna put this stuff on here, and I'm going to. That's my husband. Let me know when you're done recording so I can come back up. Let me text him really quick. I said, I'm probably gonna record for another 20 or 30 minutes, so you can come back up whenever you want, babe. So anyway, he said, okay, babe. Do you guys wanna hear what's really crazy? Okay, so, I brought like a certain amount of money with me here, like to gamble and stuff. Well, I did win $200 the other night, so maybe that's it. But I like, so I kind of like rationed it out like for each day, like how much I should spend while I'm here. Or like how much money, and I like, before we left, okay, like we don't take, I know people think I'm crazy when I say this stuff, but you guys, like I'm weird about the money thing. Like I don't want to get in debt ever again. So this trip was completely paid for before we left. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to, you know, like run up my debit card. I don't want to like do any of that kind of stuff. So I took out a certain amount of cash, and then I was like, you know, cause you have to like, so I have like, you know, a credit card that I use for like putting like room incidentals on it and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this is what I'll let it like get to and whatever. So anyway, but I was like going through my cash today, and I was like, I'm like $50 up. Like that is how little money I have spent in Vegas. And what's so funny about that is, you guys know I love to gamble, and I'm just not gambling here. I just, you know, it's like, it's so weird. It's like all the things that I want to do in Vegas, like I love just to walk around and see like the Bellagio and the Strip. I love all of that, you know, and like, and it's just being able to lay out with my husband every day by the pool is like fantastic. It's like so nice. So, you know, I don't like we've had so much fun just laying out by the pool every day. Like literally just laying out by the pool today. Can I just tell you what totally, like I was shook by this? Okay, so somebody tweeted out something about my vlog, and Chris Crocker, OG, I mean, now, y'all know he's doing all kinds of porn stuff now. God love you, Chris, do your gig, okay? Do what you gotta do. But unless you're hurting somebody, let me just put this out there in the world, okay? Because I know, because I do drama videos, people think that like I pass a lot of judgment on people and stuff like that. I pass judgment. I don't really, I guess I don't. Like, I have discussions about when people are problematic and they don't own it, like if that makes sense. Like we all like are problematic to some degree, if that, I mean, we all are, right? Like, I know that I get on a channel and I gossip about people. So like, you think I don't own that? You think I don't know what I do, right? But like when people put shit out there, I'm like, what, who, me? Like that's what drives me crazy, right? Like just own who you are. So anyway, like with Chris Crocker, because he's like taking this whole change where, like, I mean, I think Chris is one of the funniest people in the world. Like seriously, like I would love to just hang out with him for a night because I think he is so funny. Like my dream, people ask me all the time, like, who is your dream collab? My dream collab is like Chris Crocker. I would love to just do a collab with him, just like hanging out for the day. Because when I started watching YouTube back in the day, Chris is who I watched. I watched like Chris Crocker, Johnny Boy XO, I watched like Cale Hardin back in the day. He's not even on it anymore. And I watched Glozell Green, Tyler Oakley. Tyler Oakley, who tweeted this stuff out today saying, I'm so not interested in YouTube culture anymore. I was like, okay, so, you know, I understand that you're not into the YouTube thing anymore. That's not what you want to do. But, like, you're going to completely diss, like, all of the people that have found you and followed you and built your career from YouTube. Like, that's what you just said. Like, I'm not bothered with YouTube anymore. Well, that makes sense why your channel is tanking, girl, I guess. You know, maybe you need to take a look at that and see and be thankful for the people that got you where you're at. So, anyway. But Chris Crocker, somebody tweeted out something about my vlog, and I, like, retweeted it. And, like, people are always so nice to me on Twitter. Like, I mean, I get a random person here or there or whatever that says stuff. But, like, you know, people are usually always really nice to me. And, so somebody, like, I've been really trying to retweet that stuff. I usually go through and like everything. I read every tweet that somebody tweets me, but I've really been trying to, like, retweet it and, like, personalize it to people, you know, because that's what I've been preaching. So I'm like, well, practice what you preach, you know, and, like, that would have, like, back in the day, I don't know, like, if this would have happened to me, like, so Chris Crocker, like, somebody said something about my vlog, and Chris Crocker said, like, I watch it too, or I agree, or something like that, and I was like, somebody said, like, Peter Monn's vlogs are my favorite or something, and he said, I agree, and I was like, shook. And that's what I tweeted. I was like, shook. I was like, Chris Crocker watches my vlogs. Like, I love Chris Crocker's grandma so much. Okay, she reminds me of my grandma. That's why I love her. And you guys know I've talked about my grandma a lot on here, right? And just, she's like a badass. Like, she just is such a badass. Like, when Chris would be doing, like, funny stuff in the kitchen, and she'd just be like, Chris, get out of my face. She's like, and he'd ask her these questions. It's just like, the OG Chris Crocker stuff is so hilarious to me, you know? My phone started ringing while I was in the middle of talking about Chris Crocker. So anyway, yeah. But back in the day, I was, like, a huge Chris Crocker fan, and I watched all of his videos and stuff like that. No offense, Chris, I don't watch any of your porn or any of that kind of stuff, but hey, make your coin the way that you're making. If you ain't hurting nobody and you're not hurting yourself, do what you gotta do, you know? But anyway, so yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh my God, Chris Crocker watches my vlog. I knew he watched some of my videos sometimes because he's, like, tweeted stuff about it before. And I said something to him. I can't remember if it was, like, in a DM or something that we talked. But I was like, I am, like, obsessed with your grandma. And he's like, we're sitting here watching your video together. I was like, my God, Chris Crocker's grandma. She's like, you know, that's the thing that is so funny. Like, when you start making YouTube videos, it's like the people around you, like, it is this really weird world, right? Robbie DeChristie talked about this in her video today, or yesterday that she put out. And she said, you know, like, we're not celebrities. We're just people, like, she's talking about the beauty influencers. She's like, we're just people that put on makeup with brushes. Like, let's not get so grand. She didn't say that, but something to that effect, right? And I was like, she's so right. You know, like, and I know people have their issues with Christy, but I was like, thank you for keeping it humble, because, like, that is truly what it is. And YouTube is, like, this really weird world. She started talking in there about, like, YouTubers, like, get full of themselves and they get really arrogant and whatever. And you see it happen, like, right in front of your face. Like, where they start thinking they deserve special treatment and they start acting different and all this kind of stuff. And I understand, like, that statement where people are like, oh, you're different, like, or you seem different. And I think to some degree, like, when I meet people in person, I always say to them, do I seem different to you in person than I am on camera? And they're like, oh my God, no, not at all. Because, like, I want, you know, people to know that I'm no different on camera than I am off camera, if that makes sense. Like, what you see is what you get. And why would you get on camera and be something completely fake? You'd have to continue to keep up that facade forever. And I think right now we're seeing that bite people in the ass, you know? I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I do think that, like, you know, 5 years from now, YouTubers are going to be truly celebrities, like mainstream celebrities. I think we're going to see a lot of crossover. I think with streaming television, I think YouTube's, like, the next big, huge thing that, you know, it already is huge. Let's just be for real. But I think, you know, down the road, people are going to, like, really know who YouTubers are and stuff like that. But when you start doing it, like, you know, and you're, like, just, know about other YouTubers. All I can speak of is my friends and who, like, and me. Like, when we talk on the phone, the number is surreal. Like, you get to a point where, like, you can't even really conceptualize it anymore, if that makes sense. When you think about tens of thousands of people watching your videos, and it's like you're thinking, like, in, like, reference. I always say this to my friend Rich. I say it's like a Lady Gaga concert, right? And I was like, it's surreal. Like, it really, really is. And whether people like you or hate you, they're still, or, you know, they're, like, they watch your video for even, like, 30 seconds. And that's surreal that, like, you know, and I don't know. I'm just, like, I feel so blessed that anybody even wants to watch my videos. I never thought that would ever happen when I started making YouTube videos. I never in a million years thought that would happen. And so then what happens as a result of that, okay, is that people that you put in your videos around you, like Alex or Tanya or whatever, people start seeing them as like characters in a show. Like, a true story. Like, people come up, you know, to Alex, like, he sees a lot of people out more than I do in Indianapolis that come up to him. They're like, oh my God, are you Peter Monn's husband? And he's like, yeah. Like, this happens to him all the time. It never happens to me, but it happens to him all the time. And he's like, yeah. And they're like, oh my God, I watch all Peter's videos. I love your Q&As. I follow you on Instagram. And he's like, oh, thank you so much, you know. But it's weird. And, like, you know, Tanya's had her kind of like interchanges with that too. Like, somebody called Tanya's work. I talked about that. And she talked to her and she's like, you know, thank you so much for calling me, blah, 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 whatever. But this is my place of employment, you know, like, and the woman was very nice and Tanya was cool about the whole thing, you know, but so anyway, it's kind of weird. Like, the whole, like, YouTube thing is very, very weird. You can't really explain it to somebody until you're doing it. But at the end of the day, like, it still feels very much like I'm sitting in front of a window right there. That's where I sit to make my videos here. Or I'm sitting, you know, at the bar, like, on a stool with my legs crossed, you know, like, look, I mean, like, I'm in sweat shorts with my legs crossed, with holding a lip plumper, talking into a camera on a trash can. Like, it's really not that deep, you know? And so it kills me when you start seeing these YouTubers that are, like, so full of themselves. And I'm like, you want to know, like, where it went wrong? Like, when you started thinking that you weren't a guy that sat on a stool with his legs crossed talking to a camera on a trash can. Like, let's just be for fucking real, right? Like, you know what I mean? And when people are like, oh, well, why do you think you made it than somebody else? I think, you know, 90% of it is luck. I really do. I think somebody saw my video and somebody said to me today, I started watching your videos. This shit is so goopy. Somebody said to me today in my comment sections, or on my Twitter, they said, I started watching your videos because I noticed your channel mentioned, oh, that's burning, and not like on my cut either, which is weird. They said, I noticed your channel was mentioned in the comment section of another video, so I checked you out. Like, that is so cool, you know? I don't know. Like, people always ask me, they're like, would you move to LA? And, like, you know, well, we're never gonna move to LA. That's not gonna happen. I mean, somebody would have to straight up put me in a movie for me to move to LA, okay? And I mean, pay me $10 million to be in it so that we can afford to move out there, because that is one expensive city, so no, thank you. But do I think that's why, like, collabs and stuff happen a lot? Sure, and I think that that's what builds YouTube, or YouTubers, is like doing collabs with other people and cross-pollinating, you know, audiences and stuff. That's probably not gonna happen to me a lot, you know? I've had people reach out to me before and, you know, but, like, how do you make that happen? You know what I mean? Or how is it natural? Like, if I was gonna do a video with somebody, I mean, there's people that, like, if I did a video with, like, I think it would feel natural, but, like, the other thing is, I'm not gonna call somebody up and be like, hey, do you wanna do a collab with me? I'm not good with that stuff. I've never been good about asking for favors. I just have never been good about that. And especially when it's somebody that it's like, you know, millions of subscribers, like, why would they do a collab with me? Like, what do they have to gain from that? So I just do what I do, and I do what I love, and I continue to make videos, and yeah. I don't know, I feel like some people, I mean, I understand that it's a business. I totally get that, right? And I even, you know, like, I think to some degree, like, I struggle with the business part of it. Like, I really do, because I don't ever want to make videos because it's a business. Like, I never got into it for that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong sometimes. Not them, like, quitting their jobs because they're making money on YouTube. Like, I think that's fine. I think that's great, you know? I think to be able to do anything that you love and make money off of it to support yourself is fantastic. I do. I think that's great, you know? I mean, anybody that judges that, like, ask yourself, what's the one thing that you love to do? Play tennis, knit, cook, you know, whatever. If you could make $200,000 a year and pay all your bills and live the high life on top of that doing that, would you? I mean, I think there's not one person out there that would. Can you tell my nose is, like, driving me crazy? Oh my God. would you not like do something that you absolutely love and make really good money off of it? And you have to remember, some of these YouTubers are making $1 million, $10 million a year on sponsorships and ad payments and stuff like that. So I think it's great. But I think that when that becomes like you're starting to put out videos because it's like a business, like, I don't know. My friends and I talk about that a lot. You know, like the day that it stops being fun, we would stop making videos. Like, and that's totally how I feel about it. And also, like, not forcing videos. Before I left on vacation, I was, like, really running behind getting stuff done. If you watch my vlog, you know that. And I really wanted to get a booktube video filmed every day for that week. And the thing was, I just didn't want to do, like, 6 book tags in a row, because then it would seem so forced. Like, I just put these books out, you know? And so I didn't. I filmed 2 videos. I was going to put them up 3 days apart while we were gone. And I filmed one and put it up the day that we left, and then I had 2 others I was going to film. So, and they were videos, they were like discussion videos that I really wanted to do. And then this woman today, she tagged me on Twitter, and she tweeted me, and she said, I made a tag, would you do it? I was like, absolutely, I love doing tag videos on booktubes. She's like, I would be so honored. I was like, thank you, yeah, of course. Like, I don't know, don't ever treat me that way, you guys. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know, like, I get, like, I don't know how to respond to that, you know? I don't. And I think that's why, like, I really love YouTubers that just, like, keep it, like, so cool and humble. You know what I mean? I also think it's a different generation of YouTube. Like, and I don't think there's not many of us out there that are, like, my age doing YouTube that have been around for a long time. Like, Jason Nash, you know, but Jason Nash is like a YouTuber, like, you know, vlogger, you know, Trisha Paytas' boyfriend, that hangs out with people that are like 10 years younger than him, like always, you know? Like, I don't relate to that because, like, our friend group is very mixed. Like, we have, like, half of our friends are like Alex's age. So that would be like Jason's David Dobrik, you know, group. But then, like, the other half of our friends are like my age or older. So we have like a broad range of friend group, you know? And so I don't know, like, I don't know, but there's not a lot of us out there that are making, you know, videos a lot. Letty Gordon, do you guys know Letty? I've mentioned her a lot in my vlog. She just lost her 2nd dog, and I've been meaning to tweet her. So Letty, if you still watch my vlogs, I love you, and I've been thinking about you. She's just such a kind-hearted person. I can't imagine. I think her 2nd dog passed away like 3 weeks ago, and I've been meaning to message her. And I was like looking through pictures of Pee-Pee today, and I'm like really missing the dogs. Give me 3 days on a vacation and I start like really missing the dogs. And so today I was like, oh my god, I miss Pee-Pee so much. And he's fine. I checked on them, but like, I think to some degree I live in this fantasy world with the dogs. Like, there are moments, I don't know if you guys ever do this, but this happens to me at least once a week, where I'll be laying in bed, you know, and Alex will be asleep, and, like, you know, Pee-Pee sleeps next to my leg when all 3 of the dogs are there, and, like, Tucker sleeps in between Alex and I, or, like, up by our heads, and Boo Radley sleeps, like, right on me. Typically, Tucker sleeps right between our heads, between the pillows. He's like this. It's so funny. And I'll have these moments where I'll, like, be like, I don't want time to change. Like, I just want to live, like, in this moment, like, forever, where it's just Alex and I and these 3 dogs. But I know that that's not going to happen forever, you know? Alex just posted a picture on Instagram, and he said, it was a picture of us getting married, like, on one of those balconies. Like, that was where our wedding pictures were taken. Like, the exact balcony out there, but it overlooks the Bellagio and Paris. And he said, a decade of this, celebrating a decade of this, which is so weird, isn't it? Like, a decade married. But the dogs aren't getting any younger, and neither are we, and there are changes that we want to make to our life, and, you know, you have to continue to change and grow as you get older. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to live in sadness, you know? Like, I don't want to live in, oh god, I don't want things to change. I don't, you know, I'm not an idiot. I know that my dogs will pass on at some point. People pass on, animals pass on, friends move, relationships, you know, fall apart, things like that. And I don't want to live in sadness. Like, that's a part of life, and when you accept that, I think life works a lot better for you. But I have moments, at least once a week, where I kind of get like, god, can time just stop, please, just right here? Like, could we just live forever in this moment of Alex and I and these 3 dogs? Like, you know, and that's where I think, like, I just don't want for a lot. I just really don't. Like, you know, the older I get, oh my God. Alex just texted me. I'm gonna try to get some pizza, want some. So anyway, so we met this couple by the pool today. This was so cute. And it was her 46th birthday today. It's also my cousin Caroline's birthday today. So happy birthday, Caroline. I love my cousin so much. I texted her, it was so funny. I texted Caroline, you know, because her dad just passed away and she's lost both parents. He said, LOL, okay. That having one drink in a bar down there lasted him all of about 10 minutes. I knew that he wouldn't. He thought he was gonna like sit there and be all cool and stuff. And he must be watching, my husband must be watching my vlogs because or my vlogs, I called it a vlog, because I joke about that he's bougie and stuff, which he's really not. Like, he really isn't. I mean, yeah, Alex likes nice things. Like, if he could have like a whole set of Louis Vuitton luggage and stuff, totally he would, right? But he really isn't at his core, you know? He's like a family guy and stuff like that likes to go to music festivals. It just really isn't that deep. And so we were sitting by the pool today and I said something to him about, okay, so Alex really wanted to hire a photographer from the hotel and recreate all of our wedding pictures. But he found out that it's super expensive. It's like hundreds of dollars for like an hour with this guy. And we didn't bring suits or anything. If we had done it, I would have like brought the suit. Okay, he wants me to try to call the pizza place. So hold on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so the pizza place did not answer. He's like, rude. He's like, what do you want? He'll stay down there in that line for like 15 minutes and he'll say screw it. Okay, so anyway, I was talking about like, you know, just like the simple things. Oh, my cousin Caroline, this is so funny. So I texted her today because, you know, her dad just passed away. And it's just Caroline and I, you know, on that side of the family anymore, besides our husbands and stuff, and her son. She has 2 stepsons, and then she also has her mother-in-law. So, and that's it. I feel like, it feels like I have a hair on my nose, but I'm like, no, that's not it. I'm like really good about like using a nose hair trimmer. So anyway, I know you guys didn't want to know that, but whatever. So I texted Caroline and I was like, hey, hope you're having a great birthday. I said, I know today might be tough for you. I said, just know that I love you and whatever. And he said, you got it. He's like, what do you want in your pizza? I was like, because we're splitting a pizza. And I said, just cheese and onion on my half, or just cheese and breadsticks. I can't believe I haven't anything to eat today. You know what I'm craving? Cereal. Why am I craving cereal? Like Apple Jacks. So, oh, by the way, okay, the Poor House Candle Company woman, Abby, I think her name is. Hey, Abby. She is making Halloween candles, you guys, for me. I cannot wait to show you. They, like, the labels are so cute on there. I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing in the entire world. So anyway, I texted Caroline and I was like, hey, hope you're having a great birthday. I'm thinking a lot about you. I know today might be a tough day for you, being that like her, you know, dad just passed away now. She has no parents here or whatever. And she said, thanks, love you too so much, you know, or love you so much too, or something like that. And then she was like, I'm at a lake house with nine women this weekend. I'm doing okay. I was like, okay. So anyway, she's having fun this weekend. But okay, I was trying to like adjust it because of the light. I feel like it's going in and out. Anyway, we were at the pool today. We met this couple and they were so nice and they were from Long Island and it was her birthday today. And we're the same age. I mean, we were talking about like music back in the day and like going dancing and stuff. And I was asking her about like all the clubs back in the day in New York City and stuff. And so anyway, we were sitting there talking and I was like in the pool talking to her husband and Alex was like laying out talking to her. And we were talking about like as you get older, you know, it's weird. It's not that you don't care about stuff. It's like you care about different things. Like it's not that, you know, certain things don't mean anything to you. Like, do I think I could pull, you know, a 50-year-old man or woman off the street and nice things would be like a priority to them? Yeah, I think because they represent something to them differently than it represents to me. Are there times that I would really like to have something nice? Yeah, are you kidding me? I went into Cartier yesterday, you know? But it's like, I'm not gonna be a bullshit artist about it. But it's not vital to me today. In comparison to laying in bed with my husband and his, you know, his 3 dogs, our 3 dogs, and being like, I don't want this moment to stop. Like, I would trade every superficial item in the world for many moments like that, you know? Of just, you know, safety. It feels like just being safe with people and my dog, you know, my husband and my dogs that I love so much. And, but I've also had a lot of people in my life that get very stagnant and they get stuck in certain eras of their life. They just really can't get past and they get very sad. And I think people misunderstand because I tell a lot of stories about my mom on here. They're like, oh, Peter's so stuck in grieving. I'm really not. Like, off of YouTube, I really never talk about my mom. You know, if something comes up, something funny, like, hold on a second. What's the article? I stopped the camera because I was like responding to Alex and it was taking too long because he keeps on texting me about some article. So anyway, what was I saying? No, we just had this really nice conversation with this couple today, you know, and it was interesting. Like, we were talking about like vacation spots and they were telling us like places that they've gone that they loved and stuff. And it was like interesting as we were talking to them, like the things that like, and they've traveled to some really nice places too, you know, like the things that were important. And she was talking about like taking kids versus going as a couple, you know, and she was like, you know, like when we go somewhere as a couple, we like to like do this or, you know, have a nice place for dinner. I don't like to cook, but if we have the kids, we, you know, sometimes go to a place where we have like a condo with a kitchen so we can like cook in the kitchen for the kids. And, you know, and it's interesting when you start looking at things that way, and it's not just about like, you know, well, what town has the hottest club and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's funny that when I come to Vegas, one of my favorite things to do is hang out with Alex's friend Eric and to go to just like local places. Like, I love doing that. I'm not a big, like tomorrow night we're supposed to go out to this Omnia, which is in Caesar's Palace, I guess. And it's like this big club and they have like DJ there, and that's where we're supposed to see Cascade tomorrow night. Like, I'm excited about going, but like that's not what I love. Like, I love going to just like kind of like local bars and dancing. We danced tonight, we had so much fun. We danced to like Lady Gaga, they played everything. And then they had this whole like room that was like all Latin music. And like Alex knew like every song they played. It was like Shakira and stuff like that. He loves Shakira. So we sat there and we danced forever and we had fun. We're just foolish. It was just fun and foolish, you know? I keep on looking at this, whenever I sit up here, I keep on looking at this picture of this woman over here. I've shown it to you, where it says, any man will do. She just looks so forlorn. Any man will do. I guess, honey, that's the truth for your life. I can't believe I've been married 10 years today. Well, I mean, it hasn't happened yet. So it'll be 10 years tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. And right now, about this time, no, we haven't been married 10 years. We've been together 10 years. 7 years ago, right now, Alex was in another room in this hotel with his friends, Eric, that we went out with tonight, and his friend Sarah, his best friend Sarah, and then his friend Nate and Nate's boyfriend. And they were like hanging out, and that's when I like was over at the Wynn because my friend went to bed early, and I was just like playing, and then I came back by myself and I was like, yeah. So anyway, that was like the night before we got married. It seems weird, like being here 7 years later. Like, a lot's changed and a lot hasn't changed. Like, there are still like a lot of things here that are exactly the same as they were like when I was here 7 years ago. And I love the Cosmopolitan, but you know, I was talking to Alex about this today. I don't know that I would stay here again if we came. I'd like to try a different hotel. I've stayed at Mandalay Bay. I've stayed at Caesar's Palace. And now I, you know, stay at the Cosmopolitan twice. And I love it, but I think there are other places I'd like to stay. I'd kind of like to stay at the Wynn or the Encore, or even the Venetian or the Palazzo or something like that, you know? If you come to Vegas and there's a hotel that you really, really like, leave it in the comment section below and let me know. Do you know what's really weird? It's like nobody has texted me while I've been on vacation, which I appreciate, you know? I mean, like a few friends, but like I was talking to Melissa earlier today. Oh, because Melissa loves the slot machine, and it's like this haunted house slot machine. And I keep on telling her that I play at Indianapolis, and she's like, I don't think they have it at Anderson, like where I play. And I'm like, yeah, it's like this haunted house, and it's like, it has a haunted house at the top of it. She's like, no, this one you get like these bonuses, and you like have to go in this room and like collect these keys, and then you get to go to the next room. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's the one that I play. Well, I was downstairs the other night, I was walking around, and there's one called Haunted House, and you sit in this chair, and the chair like vibrates and stuff. I was like, oh my God. And I was looking at it, and it said collect all 3 keys. I was like, this is the machine that Melissa was talking about. So I was texting her today about that. I was like, oh my God, I got 2 of the keys. I got to go in 2 of the rooms. I got the bonus twice. She's like, you got the bonus twice? I was like, yeah, it's so much fun. So anyway, I think that's the trick, you know? It's like, I love going on vacation and I love being away, but at the same time, like, I love being at home too. Like, I just love my life, you know? And even just the small, simple things, like going to get coffee during the day or just running around I mean, I don't mind getting errands done, you know? I think that kind of stuff is fun. Stopping in Tani's kennel, seeing her, you know? Hanging out with Alex's family. Like, I so enjoy all that kind of stuff. So vacations are nice, but like, I don't feel like I'm really taking a vacation from anything. Like, I love my life, you know? Which I think is kind of like the real trick. It's always interesting, like halfway through the vacation, like we're halfway through now because we're gonna be here Saturday and Sunday and then we leave Monday. Like halfway through the vacation, I always start like getting real attached to the room that we're in, and then I don't wanna leave. And like now I'm like really attached to this room, and the bed is so comfortable. And the pizza will be delicious if my husband ever gets it. Let me text him. He said, then don't respond. The last time, because I said, I'm vlogging, he goes, then don't continue to respond. Because like, was keep on responding to him in the conversation. How close to the front are you? He's so hungry. We have neither one of it. Well, he ate the chicken fingers, but we haven't eaten anything since then. And that was at like, he got up at like 10 this morning. I got up at like 11:15. And he was like, let's go to the pool. Come on, let's get out there early. Oh, he stays close. I'm texting him. He said, why? And I said, because the bitch is hungry. Thank you for getting it. He's gonna text me back and he's gonna say, I thought you were vlogging. I bet you anything that's what he texted me back. Do you know what's fun? Is that, like, people ask me all the time, like, so we're doing this Q&A tomorrow. Like, Alex really wanted to do this. So we put a picture up on Instagram. We're doing like a couple Q&A. And like a lot of people are asking, like, how do you keep the spice alive, you know, in a relationship and stuff like that? And I'm not saying like all the time, like when we come home from work or when he comes home from work at the end of the day that we do this. But like especially on vacations, we flirt so hard with each other. Like we were really flirting hard with each other in the club tonight. It was so fun. And we were like dancing in like the Latin room with the Latin music. And it was like so, like my husband, I love to see my husband dance to like the Latin music. He's so sexy. He's almost up to the front line, so. Do you see the light? Vegas is beautiful in a very neon way. I love it. The other thing that was interesting was, like, a lot of people asked me on there, oh, he's asking if they, no. Hold on a second. He's asking me if they ever answer when I called. I said no. I called a couple times and let it ring forever, and I did, but they didn't answer. They're so busy. They're not answering any phones to take orders. They could probably care less. Damn it, what was I gonna say? Oh, so many people asked me, like, on the Q&A, they were like, or they asked us, they were like, like, does Alex mind you making videos? Well, first of all, they were like, you know, does it interrupt your personal life and stuff like that? He doesn't care. Like, he really doesn't. Like, he knows that it's something that I am, like, passionate about and I enjoy. It's the same thing as, like, when we get back to Indianapolis, like, the following weekend, he's in Chicago for a music festival. I don't want to go. I want him to go and have a really good time. He's going with, like, 2 of his friends. And then the weekend after that is the last stop on his best friend Sarah's, like, road trip back to Indianapolis because she's moving back here from LA. And, so I guess she leaves like sometime this week because he was talking to her today and she's like, I can't believe I'm leaving LA. So he and another friend of his, that they were all 3 of them like real good friends in high school, they're driving to Nashville, Tennessee to meet up with her, and they're gonna have like a girls weekend trip, you know? And that would be great for him. And you know, I think that we're at a point where it's like we both know that like we can have our things together, but then you have to have your things that are separate too. Like I'm going to probably fly out and visit Rich Lux, and we're gonna do some videos together and hang out and go shopping and stuff in Houston. That's been something that we've been talking about. We've been just trying to find the right time to do it. So it's like, the whole YouTube thing like doesn't really affect us. And like the ways that it does is like tonight when somebody came up to us and met us, like he kind of loves that stuff. Like it's just, I think he just doesn't even realize it until, you know, like it's happening and he's like, this is kind of cool, you know? And he's super supportive. Alex is really, really supportive. And like even with the vlog, he'll be like, you know, do you need me to go in the other room so you can vlog for half? He'll be like the one that brings it up. And I'm like, well, I can do it when you go to bed. He's like, no. He was like, you can do it now. I'm like, I'll go in the other room. Got it, he said. I don't know if he means he got what I said or if he got the pizza. Probably that he understood what I said. Because if he said he got the pizza, he'd be like, I'm coming back into the room with the pizza. I'd be like, well, I'm done vlogging because I got the pizza coming up here. But no, he's like super supportive of it. He doesn't care. Today we were at the pool and he was like, do you need to, like, I didn't even bring it up. He's like, do you need to film a video today? And I was like, yeah, but I can do it like after we go shopping or something. Thank God I didn't because I wouldn't have got it done. But he was like, well, why don't we go back and like, you know, I'll take a shower and you can film the video while I'm taking a shower, and then, you know, when you're done. I was like, okay, let's do that. So I did that. But no, he's like always really, really supportive of it, which I'm thankful for, you know. Do I think that it can cause problems? I, to be honest with you, I don't know what it would be like to date another person that makes YouTube videos. Like, I think that would be interesting because sometimes, like I see these couples and I'm like, when do you turn it off? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not on YouTube 24 hours a day, so I'm not doing something with it 24 hours a day. Like, I kind of film it, put it up, and then I check my social media every couple hours because I love that stuff. I think it's fun to interact with you guys. So I think it would be hard to, like, date a YouTuber because it's like you couldn't tell them when to stop, right? You couldn't say, like, okay, shut it off. Like, I need to, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know how that would work. But Alex and I are real supportive of each other and all the things that we enjoy doing, you know? When I first started dating Alex, he was in this dance group that was like all people that had been like in professional groups in Indianapolis, like ex-Colts cheerleaders, ex-Pacemates from the Pacers, and Alex was a Fever dancer. And the Fever is the women's basketball team in Indianapolis. And so he was a dancer for them for years. So it was this group and it was called Entourage, and it was run by this woman that he was like really good friends with, and there was like 20 of them in there, and he would go every Thursday and practice. And I will never forget when I went, and it was like they had this like recital, and it was like she owned her own like gym, and so it was like, you know, little kids all the way up, and they were like the last one. They even had like a Zumba class. I always wanted to do Zumba. Do you guys do Zumba? Does anybody do Zumba out there? Zumba looks like so much fun for me. Like, that is an exercise I think I could totally get behind, right? It does. The music is fun and it looks really fun. I'm gonna find a Zumba class in Indianapolis. I'm gonna start taking it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Don't you think Zumba would be so fun? When I see people do it, I'm like, I don't know. I know it looks corny, but I don't really care. I think it looks fun. I'm at a point in my life where I don't even give a shit if stuff's corny anymore. I just do it because I love it. We were dancing like crazy tonight. I was like, I'm having so much fun. So anyway. I'm like reaching for these things because they're like in front of me and I want to put them on. But oh my god, my battery is dying. It's up in the corner. It's like red. I cannot believe that. Gloopity gloopity mess. I don't need any more pumped lips. I just like to feel the burning sensation on my lips because I think it's funny. So many people have told me when I say something about that, they're like, you should try those like ones you get at the gas station. I'm like, I did a whole video on them, okay? Those things burn your lips so bad you cannot get it off. It is so bad. I can't remember what they're called. Dr. somebody, Buzzer or something. But anyway, so I went to this recital and like Alex, they were like a hip hop group, hip hop dancers. Okay. They were so good. Like my husband can bust a move. Like he is like an incredible, incredible dancer. And I mean, I was like so thrown out. I mean, I remember every Thursday, you know, like I'd be like, okay, what are we doing? You know, he'd be like, oh, I have, you know, my dance thing tonight. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like we'll go out and get something to eat afterwards and we go, you know. And I think that's been really important is, you know, us being really supportive of the other person's like interests, passions, and endeavors. And supporting them fully and like going and seeing those things or being part of that as well, you know? And the other thing I think is like the flirting and the keeping the passion alive. Like that is really, really important. And there's been a lot of times in our relationship where there's been lulls and valleys, you know, where it's been like weeks and we just haven't, I'm not talking about intimacy, that too, okay? There's not a couple out there that's been together for 10 years that there hasn't been a lull in intimacy. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. If you're a couple that is literally kept up the intimacy for 10 years, 20 years straight, every single week, God bless you because you're better than me. Like, shit gets busy, people get tired, it's like, you know, so you have to work on it. Like that's the part that you have to work on. And I think it's not just working on forcing yourselves to be intimate or flirting with each other or continuing passion. I think it's in once you do it, okay, like being intimate towards each other, not like the stages I talked about, not just physical intimacy, but all of it, but keeping it going to the point where like you're doing it because you love doing it, because you love this person so much that you want to be, I was like, what is buzzing on my chair? But it's like, no, there's nothing down here to be buzzing except for my pair of jeans that I took off. You know, but I think like it's important to do that, but to the point where you do it because it just comes natural and you love it, not because you're like forcing yourself like, oh, I don't know. It really bothers me when I hear partners in a couple say, first of all, I don't think that you should ever talk in public settings. This is just my rule, okay? About anything negative about your partner. Like, I just don't think that to get into a fight and like be pissed off and be like, my husband fucking pissed me off. Like that's one thing, you know? But to sit there at a dinner table like with 3 other girls and say, my husband never wants to have sex with me, and you know, or you know, like, yeah, my husband wants to have sex with me all the time and finally like I did it and I didn't even want to and I just hate having, I mean, why are you talking about your partner that way? Like that irritates the hell out of me so much when I'll say to my friends, like if any of my friends say that around me, I'm like, seriously? Like, okay, what would you do if your husband was sitting with his guy friends talking about you that way? Like, you need to think about that, right? Like, there are some things I think that married folk don't need to talk about, if that makes sense. I just think sometimes you have to have some privacy and respect for your marriage. Not for your partner, but your marriage, your union, you know, your relationship if you're not married, whatever. And just there's some things have to be kept private, I think. I think it's, you know, it's fine to, I mean, everybody knows, you know, married folk have sex, so I think that's fine. But like, if you wouldn't say at a dinner table with your girlfriends, my husband is the worst lay in the entire world. Why would I mean, I've had girlfriends of mine say that kind of stuff before, and I've had guys that have said stuff, but I have to tell you, most of my like heterosexual guy friends are really pretty respectful of their wives and girlfriends, you know, and they'll say things like, battery's dead, so I have to say goodnight for tonight. We'll get into that conversation tomorrow. But anyway, respect your partner, love your marriage. So happy that I'm celebrating 10 years and 7 years today. I love my husband so much, and I love you guys. So I will see you later. Bye.